Hello, friends. Welcome to Will Activate podcast. Here's the thing. This morning, I just had an epiphany. I had an epiphany that when we go through situations become so real that when someone comes and tries to give us hope or encouragement, or try to motivate us so that we can see a brighter, path within the circumstance that we're going through. It becomes nearly impossible for us to fathom or understand what the person is saying, because at that point in time, the struggle, the pain, the loss, the situation is real. More real than the hope and the faith that another person is trying to instill in us. But I had an epiphany just now as I was reading this book, and it's a nice book, and I just kept on going and going and going. A thought came in mind that there's always another chapter. Might be a bad chapter, might be a medium chapter, or might be a very, very great chapter. But one thing that I had in my mind is that there is the next chapter. There's the next chapter. I know where you are right now, you might be going through predicaments. You might be going through loss or pain, and you feel like nobody understands. But there's always the next chapter. And what determines the next chapter is how you end your current chapter. You see, your current chapter might have started on a bad note, going through pain, going through loss, going through confusion, having suicidal tendencies, going through depression, being bipolar, being schizophrenic. Having your current chapter might have started on a bad note. But then how the chapter ends, it's entirely up to you. You might choose to live a positive life, a life full of hopes and dreams and faith. You might choose to develop a sense of religion and dependent on a divine, so that you can be able to have hope for your next chapter. You might start serving the community. You might start giving, just so that your chapter can end well. You see, today, prison is full of people that chose that their chapters will end badly. They started in poverty and decided that their chapter will end with killing and stealing. And so their next chapter has nothing but regret in the beginning. It is nothing but pain, loneliness, isolation. But you see, if they would have said, okay, I've started poor, let me try and develop a skill so that I can be able to do something better with my life. If they would have said, let me start a business, if they would have said, let me just do something different that my peers are not thinking about, that my friends are not thinking about, let me do something different, then their next chapter would be full of hope, would be full of dreams accomplished, will be full of businesses and ideas and breakthrough and things that are new. See, there is always the next chapter. Whatever you do, even if you are a parent and you are raising this person up, there's always the next chapter. And sometimes it's unfortunate that as a parent, your next chapter falls onto your child. You find that your child is depressed because of how you have raised them up. See, there's always the next chapter. There's always the next chapter. Now, I don't know what your plan is today. I don't know. I know some of you are going to work. Some of you are burying your loved ones. Some of you are going through need, and some of you, you just lost your job. Some of you are still submitting your CVs. Some of you are going through different kinds of things in your lives. One thing that I want you to take is this: there is always the next chapter. And how you end your current chapter determines how your next chapter will begin. And if you are a writer, you know the flowetry of things, of thought. So if your thought started in a happy mood, it will take a lot to bring down that thought to sorrow and pain and regret. If your thought started with a regret, pain, loss, it will take a lot. Meaning that you have to write a longer chapter, or maybe your thought would begin to change emotions after 3 chapters. So it takes a lot for you to grow. That's what I'm saying. It takes a lot for you to become. It takes a lot for you to transition. But you see, the more you condition your mind to success, the more you condition your mind to healing, the more you condition your mind to working hard, the more you condition your mind to doing things that other people are not doing, even things that people are looking down on. The more you condition your mind to be positive, the more your next chapter improves. The more your next chapter improves. Now, I don't know where you're listening from. I don't know what is happening in your life. But I promise you, condition your mind in a positive way so that you can be able to attain the things that you want to attain and better your life. And the more you act in a positive way, full of hope, full of faith, you are able to change your next chapter.